welcome back to SFX Freaks. My name is Project SFX, so this is the design we're going to be making today. So we're going to be starting off with the clay sculpt. So I'm not going to talk too much all the way through this, I'm just going to pretty much let you guys see what I'm doing. But this is just basically going to be a it's going to be a foot wound. I don't even know why I said hand then, but this is going to be a foot wound. It was initially going to be a hand wound, but then I realised it was actually too big for my hand, so I decided to do it as a foot wound. But it's okay. So I'd like to take a second to thank you all for watching, thank you for subscribing, and please hit that like button. So I'm just basically just sculpting the clay right now and just breaking bits off with the knife and things like that so then it gives it those sort of rough edges. And then just poking in there with the knife and just making it look more rough on the inside and give it some more extra texture. Okay, it's actually starting to look like something that it shouldn't look like, but it's going to be a wound, so don't worry guys, it will look okay at the end. So if you've seen the thumbnail, you'll already know what this is going to look like at the end, but it's still interesting to see how these things are sculpted. So I'm just making those super thin edges at the moment, so then it looks better when it comes to the silicone prosthetic piece. Be sure to clean all the way around it as well, just so then these little bits of clay that are around it don't show up in the silicone prosthetic. So if it's clean, it'll look better. So now I'm adding like a little border around it for the for easy removal when it comes to the mold pouring and taking it out of the releasing part of the mold. So these are the silicones that I'm going to be using. These are the hard silicones what I use for the actual molding itself. So now here I'm pouring that in, and this goes a lot harder than the softer silicone that you use for the actual prosthetic. So that's it now, done, complete. I didn't show all the rest of it, I forgot to actually film that, but that was just basically me just pouring the soft silicone in with the boulders and Vaseline and all this stuff. But now I'm going into the painting with my Skin Illustrator. These are alcohol activated paint, so you just pour a little bit, I just pour a little bit of alcohol into the palette and then just paint it from there. So I basically just started off with like a light tone red, and I was also using like a brown as well and a darker tone of red. So now I'm going in with my homemade fake blood, and this is quite dark as well, so this gives like extra depth, and it works really well when it goes into the pores of the detail and the texture and things. It looks really good. I kind of like this. And this is just basically homemade. This is just basically a cake mixture for food colouring. So now I'm putting on the spirit gum at the back to help hold this down. This is just a skin adhesive. And now I go into the application onto my foot. So I hold this down for quite a while actually. I didn't film all that because it takes a while, but I held this down so then it holds in place. And now I'm going in there with some acetone because I put the boulders on. I didn't actually film that bit, but I put the boulders on, the super boulders that's mixed with acetone. So now I just put acetone over it to help that blend in. And it comes off really nice and easily when you use like a cotton bud with acetone on it, and it blends nice and easily into the skin, which is really handy for this. In fact, on some of the parts here I didn't actually put as much boulders mixed with acetone onto the actual prosthetic, so there's some parts that didn't actually blend perfectly, but it still came out with a really good effect. So now I'm adding some makeup over the top of it just to help with the blending process as well. So I'm going in with like a skin tone, and now I'm going in with like a darker part just to where the actual wound starts at the top. Now I'm putting a little bit of fake blood on there to blend that down to give it like a really sore sort of effect. So it looks like it's really like inflamed and angry. And it also gives a lot like of a bruising sort of effect as well. So this is pretty much it done now, guys. I'm just adding some extra blood in there now because the fake blood that I put in earlier started to dry, so it started to lose its deep dark colour and the moist wet effect. So you can pretty much just add blood wherever you want on this. I didn't want to put too much on the outside of it because I didn't want to ruin too much of the detail that I'd already put in there. But yeah, this is the finished product now. And this prosthetic is actually for sale. I've still got the mold and I will make for anybody who wants one. Just message us for details and I will let you know. So this is me just removing it now. So I'd like to take a second now just to thank you all for once again for subscribing and watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.